Whether it was the majesty of Windsor Castle or the fact that it was actually sunny in the UK, some of the Commonwealth leaders today filmed their arrival at the Queen's home for what was called the Summit Retreat. Their job in the Waterloo Chamber was to settle on a mutually agreed plan for the future, on climate change, on protecting the oceans, and yes, on doing what the Queen had urged them to do, appoint her son Prince Charles as the Commonwealth's next head. And it was Theresa May who confirmed tonight what will happen when the Queen is no longer able to do the job.
Today we have agreed that the next head of the Commonwealth shall be His Royal Highness Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales. His Royal Highness has been a proud supporter of the Commonwealth for more than 4 decades and has spoken passionately about the organisation's unique diversity.
It is true that Prince Charles has been dedicated to the Commonwealth for decades. His first visit, Malta, when he was just 5, and since then he's visited 44 of the now 53 member countries. In many he's set up and supported a number of charities which together do raise £100 million a year. And that, in part, explains why the Prince did get strong support. Was it unanimous? Did all 53 agree? Were there any dissenting voices?
You have to assume that there was a strong consensus that made it possible for that decision to be made.
Strong consensus is not unanimous, but the Prime Minister insisted it was a decision of them all, so we were left with different descriptions of the same moment.
The view was unanimous that Prince Charles should be the next head of the Commonwealth.
But it was only the leaders themselves in the room. Advisors, security staff and delegates were all locked out, which is why they spent the day doing a bit of shopping in Windsor or finding some lunch. The Queen set out her wishes very clearly yesterday, but today she took no part in the discussions which went on inside the castle walls here. Both Buckingham Palace and Prince Charles's office were keen to keep their distance, to show this was a decision not of the royal family, but of 53 individual countries. Those 53 countries grew from the 8 members at the end of the British Empire. Large and small, they're in continents from the Americas to the Caribbean, from Africa to the South Pacific, with 2.5 billion people, most under 30. But is this an organisation now too diverse and too disparate to make any sensible headway? Asked someone who's previously worked in and for the Commonwealth, and the answer was yes.
The Commonwealth's great at pomp and ceremony like we've seen this week, but it's not so great on delivering meaningful things for people around the world. It has a tiny budget, it has few staff, and it really has very little political will beyond set-piece moments like this one.
Touched and honoured, said the Prince of Wales tonight, to succeed the Queen in this role. And as the leaders return to their homes across the world, this matter is settled for another generation. Chris Ship, News at 10, Windsor.